Welcome to the demolition zone, the one place where tons of steel meet moments of pure, unfiltered stupidity. We've rounded up the most jaw-dropping heavy equipment fails ever caught on camera. But this isn't just about watching the chaos unfold. For every epic fail, we're going to break down exactly what went wrong, why it was a disaster waiting to happen, and how a little common sense could have saved the day. First up, the most common and catastrophic fail of them all. The rollover. This is what happens when operators get a bit too cocky, forget about their center of gravity, and get a brutal lesson in physics. Take this tractor operator driving sideways across a steep hill. Now, industry pros will tell you to drive straight up or down a slope. Going across it, especially when it's steep or uneven, is asking for trouble. It shifts the machine's center of gravity right to the edge. Add in a small ditch or a rock, and it's game over. The machine's high center of gravity makes it incredibly easy to tip. This operator turned a simple mowing job into a full-blown rollover because they ignored the #1 rule of slope safety. Now, check out this excavator. The operator is working right on the edge of an embankment, sitting on soft, loose dirt. That ground simply can't hold the machine's weight, and it starts to give way. You can see the exact moment the operator realizes his mistake, but by then, it's way too late. The machine just slides into the trench, a totally avoidable accident that comes down to poor site assessment. Next, let's talk about the operators who treat load limits like a friendly suggestion. Spoiler alert, they're not. In this clip, a forklift operator is trying to lift a pallet that's obviously way too heavy. You can see the rear wheels lifting right off the ground as the machine becomes a giant, unstable seesaw. The weight of the load has shifted the balance point so far forward that the machine has no choice but to tip. While mechanical issues can sometimes be a factor, what you're seeing here is a classic case of overloading, a fundamental misunderstanding of the machine's limits. It's the same deal with this loader. The operator has the bucket jacked way up in the air with a full load. Keeping the load low is critical for staying stable, especially when you're moving or turning. By raising the bucket, he raised the machine's center of gravity and made it dangerously top-heavy. A tiny bump or a slight turn is all it takes to send the whole thing tumbling. It's a rookie mistake that puts everyone on site at risk. Heavy equipment is surrounded by massive blind spots. Ignoring them is one of the deadliest mistakes anyone on a job site can make. The worst spots are right behind the machine, along the sides, and anywhere in an excavator's swing radius. Watch this dump truck as it starts backing up. The operator has no clue there's a company vehicle parked directly behind him. Even with mirrors, the area right behind a big truck can be a total blind spot. That's why having a spotter is such a critical best practice on busy sites. Without that second set of eyes on the ground, the operator is essentially driving blind. The result is a crunch that was 100% preventable with a little communication. It gets even scarier when people are involved. This CCTV footage is terrifying. A worker decides to rest in the one place you never should, right behind the wheels of a haul truck. He's assuming the driver sees him, which is a fatal assumption on a busy site. When the truck moves, it's an absolute miracle the worker wasn't crushed. Just remember the golden rule: if you can't see the operator in their mirrors, they definitely can't see you. And finally, we have the fails that just defy all logic. The kind of moments that make you seriously wonder who is doing the hiring. Here's a perfect example of how not to get out of a machine. Instead of using the steps and handrails, this operator just jumps. He's completely ignoring the 3-point contact rule, which means you should always have 2 hands and 1 foot or 2 feet and 1 hand on the machine. Sure, jumping might seem faster, but as you can see, one slip or a bad landing can lead to a serious injury.